scripture reading, and it's found in Joshua 24:14-16. And it says, "Now therefore fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose lands ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." And the people answered and said, "God forbid that we should forsake the Lord to serve other gods." And I'm also going to read a poem, and it's called "I Want to Be More Like Jesus." When you look at me, who do you see? I want you to see Jesus. That's how I'd like to be. Sparkling with love, alive inside, holding my hands out, helping those in need. I ask to be like Jesus, selfless without greed, sweet, kind, and thoughtful, loving, accepting, and true. I want to be like Jesus, the one who pulls me through. I want to be like Jesus, each day I draw him close. His love grows stronger, beautiful as the rose, making sacrifices to help others, not just thinking of myself, reaching out to those poor of health. I want to be more like Jesus, that's how I want to be. I want to be more like Jesus, putting others before me.
Why? Why would you do this to me? You knew I had plans. Everything was going good. My life was perfect. Just get out of my life. For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, but plans to give you hope and a future. Let's pray. Dear Father God, thank you so much for allowing us to be here together as a church family, God. Now as we come to worship your holy name, I ask that your Spirit come and dwell with us, Lord Jesus. And I ask that you will anoint my lips, Lord, and whatever comes out of my mouth, may they be your words and not mine. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ooh, I'm a little sleepy there. You know I walked into the house of God today, so let's try this again. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Sabbath.
Happy Sabbath.
Yes. It's an awesome pleasure to be here with you guys today. We are from Union College, great school. Those of you who are almost college, go to Union. It's an amazing school. But it's a little cold for my taste. Anything below 70, I'm freezing. You will see me with a jacket or a sweater, pants and shoes, and everyone else in Nebraska is wearing, sandals and a t-shirt. I'm just like, yeah, you guys are crazy. I am from Southern California, so we do not know what this thing that is falling from the sky is. Whenever it rains in California, I kid you not, we freak out. Everyone goes 5 miles an hour on the freeway. Everyone's driving slow, just because we don't know what's going to happen if we drive the speed limit. We're going to slip, slide, and crash. And it's just, we don't know. We can't handle the rain. We can't handle the cold. So that's where I come from. I do not like the cold. I hate the snow, and yet I live in Nebraska, where it snows. But I didn't know about Nebraska. When I found, my parents actually came to Union for some meetings, and I was like, oh, anyway, where is this Union College that you guys are going to go to these meetings? And my dad's like, it's in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm like, oh, cool. Where's that? He's like, go look it up on a map. I'm like, really? That's going to take too long? I have to pull out my iPhone, go on, it just takes too long, And my dad's like, stop being lazy, just go and look at it. So I go, and lo and behold, Nebraska's right smack in the middle of the United States. I've never been this far into the United States. I've only known California. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Africa, and then to France, but never this side of the United States. So it was interesting to it was interesting to see that the United States is bigger than California. My mind was just trapped. It was only California. So when my parents came to Union, I told them, well, you know what, give me some information about this school. Let's see what programs they offer. Let's see how it is. All right. So they come back, and my dad's like, all right, let's sit down, let's talk about this. They put out a lot of paperwork that they got from Union. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Then they started showing me pictures of their trip. I'm like, what's this reflective white stuff on the snow? On the floor. And then my dad's like, oh, that's snow. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, it snows in Union. It's Lincoln, it's really cold, and we actually had a mini blizzard while we were there. This was in March. In California, even in December, I will wear shorts and sandals and a t-shirt. This was in March when they came in, he had a mini blizzard. I'm just like, mini what? He's like, a blizzard. And they took a video of my dad trying to walk on a sidewalk at Union College, and it was just the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I was like, why? Nope, I'm not going to go there. Just burn these papers, throw them away. I don't want nothing to do with Lincoln, Nebraska. Next thing I know, I'm on a plane flying to Lincoln, Nebraska to attend Union College. I came to Union College for a purpose, and that is for nursing. And I have my little stethoscope too. It's pretty cool. I like it. When I first bought this, I was so excited. I started going around with my family. I was like, hey, can I listen to your heart? This is the uniform that we wear. It used to be white, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it used to be white, and the year before me was the first year they actually turned to red, which everyone was excited. It's an awesome uniform. I love this uniform. It is so comfy. I got up for clinicals one time, and it was late, and I just went to bed, and I literally slept in my scrubs because they felt like PJs. They're just so comfy. So I started taking fun classes, I started taking anatomy and physiology. Oh, so fun, learning about the bones and the muscles, and this little tiny muscle connects to this, and it's just, started learning about microbiology. Oh, so fun, staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning, trying to get mitosis down and all this other stuff. It was just so much fun. But then something happened. You see, I've had this passion for religion. Every time I meet someone of a different religion, I sit with them and I engage in conversation. I love to learn about different religions. My mom's side of the family is all Catholic, so I know a lot about the Catholic religion, and it's interesting to me. I love to learn. So these thoughts of religion began to flood my mind, and I began to get confused because I found myself wanting to do something other than nursing. That I wanted to become something to do with religion. But it went a little, but then these thoughts took a little step further, and the thoughts of theology started to go into my mind. Now I promised myself, because my grandfather always said, you know what, you would be a really good pastor. The way you interact with people, you would make a great pastor. And I told him, Grandpa, because you said that, I'm never going to become a pastor. And I stood on that. That was my commandment that I wrote on stone, and I said, it is final. I will never become a pastor. But these thoughts started coming to my head. I'm like, nope, I'm going to ignore them. They're just thoughts, God's just messing with me right now. But this passion for religion started to grow stronger and stronger. It got to the point where I actually started talking to a theology advisor, saying, what is going on in my mind? You're a pastor, you were a pastor once, you have a PhD in theology. What is going on in my head? Trying to figure out what was just happening. But then the moment that I've been waiting for, the nursing application, and I don't know if it was for you, but it was the longest process of my life. I mean, it was the toughest thing, get recommendations from here. They needed my high school transcripts. That seemed very odd to me. But I had to go call my high school, hey, can you send my transcripts? It was just so long. But finally, I got all the application in, and the next step of the application process, if they decided to think of hiring you, accepting you to the program, is an interview stage. So I got called in for an interview, and the interview went great, and a couple of weeks later, it was the day that every nursing student was waiting for, and that was the magical phone call. before you got a letter in your mail saying that you got accepted, you would get a phone call from the nursing division saying that you've been accepted, so you're going to expect to see a packet, which is literally about this thick of papers and of other deadlines that you had to do. So we were in class, and my friends started getting all these the phone calls, that they got accepted, and hey, did you get your phone call? No, not yet, guys, but it's only 10 a.m., so we're good. We're good. 12 o'clock came, hey, did you get your phone call? No, I didn't. But hey, still waiting. It's only 12. Then 4 p.m. came around, and they asked me, JJ, did you get your phone call yet? I was like, no, guys, I didn't. Just like, hey, don't worry, it's still 4 p.m. I'm like, no, guys, really, I don't think it's going to happen. 5 o'clock came by, and I still didn't receive a nursing phone call that I was accepted into the nursing program. I went to talk to the theology advisor there. His name is Dr. Taves, and I was just like, I don't understand, But the funny thing is, I was about to switch my major at that moment. At that moment, I was like, okay, God, you spoke, I'm going to do something with religion, because that is what I'm passionate about. As I was walking to Dr. Taves' office, I walked into his office, I said, hey, go ahead, have a seat. Before I could sit down, my phone starts to ring. And I was just like, ooh, this is awkward, I'm sorry. I usually turn off my phone, and no, don't worry about it. I look at my phone, and it says Union College is calling me. Usually when it says Union College, it means my boss is calling me, and he wants me to come into work, or he had a question for me or something. So I was like, he's like, yeah, go ahead and take it. So I go outside, and I pick up the phone, I'm like, hello. Another person is a female, and it says, hi, is this Jose Martinez? I'm like, yes, this is Jose. And he's like, hi, this is Angela Heem from the nursing program. I just want to say that you have been officially accepted into the nursing program at Union College. I didn't know what to do. I was about to switch my major. I was about to change my whole life. And then I get this phone call of nursing. I literally stood there in the middle of the hallway, and I just, my thank you wasn't even it wasn't even an excited thank you, it was a question. I was like, thank you? And she was like, yeah, we're great, we're so happy to have you in the program. You're going to be getting your letter in the mail with a packet, and just start filling that out. You have to get some shots, and it's going to be awesome having you in the program. So, I was kind of upset at God. I'm like, really? Really, God, you put me through the horrible application. I got past to the interview to find out I wasn't accepted, to find out that I am accepted. What is going on, God? It was a hard time in my life, but I was like, you know what, God, thank you. You got me into the nursing program. So I started nursing, got to put on my awesome uniform, started going to clinicals. Clinicals were the best part of nursing. Just going into the hospital and actually acting as a nurse, learning to be a nurse, following the lead nurse, or just going around taking blood pressure, helping them take medications, helping feeding them. It was just an awesome experience. I loved it so much. Midway through nursing, I started getting these religion thoughts, these theology thoughts again. And I'm just like, no, God, what are you doing? I am in nursing now. I'm going to be a healer. I'm going to go out there and work in a hospital. That is what I want to do. But he kept putting these thoughts into my head, and I started getting distracted from school. I started to not focus on what the teacher was saying. Instead, I would just stare off in the distance and daydream. I had the opportunity of going on a few recruiting trips that Union College does throughout the year, and this one particular recruiting trip, we went up to Minnesota, in Cato, Minnesota, I believe it was. And that was my first time giving a sermon. And I went up there and I felt so comfortable. It just felt like the place that I had to be. I had to be up on that pulpit. It just felt amazing. I told my story of how I was going to be a nurse, how I was in the nursing program, and how I loved it. And then after the church service, I was in the back greeting people, and fellow church members came over and said, hey, are you sure nursing is for you? I'm just like, well, I'm in the program, so I'm pretty sure it is. There's no turning back right now, And she's like, look, I'm a nurse. And I was saying, not to be like, you're not going to be a good nurse, but I don't think nursing is for you. Just like, well, in my mind, I was like, well, you don't know being slow. So I was like, oh, yeah, it's going to be okay. God has plans, and he wants me to be a nurse. I know he does. So she left, and then a gentleman came by. He's like, hey, are you sure nursing is for you? I'm like, oh, my Lord. What are you doing? He was like, yes, sir. I like nursing. It's fun. I'm learning a lot about the human body and how it works and how to treat people. It's an amazing experience. He was like, yeah, but are you sure it's for you? You have this gift, and not many people have it, but you do. I would double guess your career. I don't think nursing is for you. And with that, he left. I'm just like, wow, thanks for the words of encouragement, sir. So it got to the point where nursing started now becoming my priority. In class, I had my laptop open and take notes, and I have a Bible app, and I started reading my Bible during nursing lectures, and that's not a good idea, because they do test you on everything that you learn in nursing. They will test you on it. And I just started reading the Bible, and I started saying, oh, I can make a sermon after that. And then the teacher would say something about the heart, like, ooh, that would make a good sermon. I started writing sermons in my nursing classes. And I started failing my nursing test. I failed my first test, and I was like, okay, it's just a bump, it was a hard test. Then I started failing the next test. And then I failed the next test. I failed 3 tests in nursing because my mind was not in the right spot. I went to my room and I cried. They say men don't cry. I beg to differ. I like to say real men cry. I cried. I fell to my knees and I yelled at God. I told God, why are you doing this to me in my life right now? You know how much I want to be a nurse, but yet you're making me change my path. What are you doing? It got to the point where I told God that I hated him. I hated my God because he was messing up my life. After a while, you guys know after you cry, you just get this sense of tiredness. I fell asleep and I woke up and I felt this huge regret because I told God that I hated him. I felt this huge, I just didn't feel right what I was doing with my life. So slowly and surely, I decided that maybe my life was not in the right spot. Maybe I was doing something that God did not want me to do. I wasn't following what God had in mind for me. And it felt different. After I realized that I yelled at God, and after I told God that I hated him, believe it or not, I actually felt closer to God. And I began to just say, God, what are you doing? What are you doing to me? And I decided that I was going to do something in my life. I was going to change my life around. And I decided to go up to Dr. Tave's office and tell him my experience. And it is with great pleasure that today I stand in front of you saying, I am not a nursing major. I'm a theology major.
Amen.
Amen. I decided to take that step, that trust, that leap of faith, and follow God and the plan that he had for me. You see, as humans, we tend to forget who God really is. When we speak of God, we just say, oh yeah, God, he was a man, he came to earth, he was in human flesh, he was just like one of us. And when we speak of God, that's how we speak of him. We tend to forget of who he really is. God is the Alpha and the Omega. God is the Son of God. He is the Lamb, the Anointed One, a wonderful Counselor, the Author of life. God is all-knowing. And the Bible says that. In Jeremiah 29, verse 11, it says, "For I know the plans that I have for you." It doesn't say, hey, I think I know the plans. I'm not 50-50 on your plan. No. It says, for I know certainty. He knows the plans that He has for us. Plans to prosper us, to give us hope in a future, not to harm us. He puts us in certain places and in certain situations to lead us where He wants us. I wasn't going to come to Union because negative numbers do not agree with me. The cold does not agree with me. But God wanted me here at Union for a specific reason. God wanted me here in Nebraska to find my path, to find what I was meant to do. I may not be a physical healer, but I'm learning to be a spiritual healer. He is working in my life right now. And it's my hope and my challenge to you that you will allow Him to work in your life. Amen.